Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the Injustice 2 Path to Pro, presented by PlayStation 4. And our top 8 is still going. We have a next match up and ready to go, and I think it's time for some Scarecrow.
I think so, because we have Flet versus Inspectahch0z, and we actually have the bracket to look at so we can see how things have gone so far. So just to bring you guys up to speed, Vilmarin took it 3-0 over coveted, and coveted just took it 3-1 over K-Top in a really good, close set, a couple of characters used, but that is now in the past. We're moving on to set number 3 of Flet versus Inspectahch0z. Now this is a nice mix of new faces and returning faces. So Flet, we saw him a lot in the MK Pro League days. He was a commentator for Season 1 of the Pro League back when MKX first came out, and then took a back seat of commentary to start entering the Pro League, where he came so close to qualifying for finals many times. But Injustice 2 looks like he's been playing Scarecrow, a character we don't see too much of, but definitely scary in the right hands. But Inspectahch0z, a new face that we haven't actually seen too much, especially on like online broadcasts and tournaments. So I'm quite excited to see what he brings, especially if he's running with Atrocitus, like we've been told.
Atrocitus is a fantastic character, no doubt about it. Scarecrow, however, a strong character, underrated in some ways. However, recently has been given 2 wake-up attacks, something the character did not have day 1. This was, I believe, fixed in a recent patch, but it's a big deal for the character. So Flet, he's going to be welcoming this wake-up, no doubt about it. This matchup, though, you specifically don't really think...
Ooh, wow. Actually starting things off very unsafe there, but no punish from Inspectahch0z. Flet going to take that first bar, and as long as Scarecrow has bar, his pressure can be insane. And using that wake-up right there just to get Inspector out of his face. This matchup particularly, though, Atrocitus thrives at just overwhelming you with pressure when he has his trait Dexter. When he summons the cat, his pressure options are insane. But Scarecrow as a whole loves that himself.
Bars. Goes in, low profiles, really smart tech, the down 3 to low profile, the punch float, and there we go, the down 2. And corner pressure really trying to mix it up, eating every single sweep.
I mean, the sweep is plus on block, so why not? Oh no, recovers in time for that back 3. Flet completely controlling the pace with ease so far.
So Flet in particular, he's definitely not been one to be drawn to a tier list. He'll play characters that he really enjoys. And he's been using Scarecrow pretty much since day 1, I believe.
I mean, I like the use of the sweep, though, on Atrocitus wake up, because, you know, if he does wake up with the punch float, you are going to go underneath it. And if he doesn't, you are going to recover in time to punish it as well. And it is plus, so why not?
Now, you mentioned in particular, you actually found this yesterday, the sweep does a really good job of answering back against Atrocitus' shield, doesn't it?
Well, one thing Atrocitus wants to do, he wants to summon the cat, put that shield in front of him, and just run in with those powerful mids. Scarecrow's sweep actually goes under the shield, so if he's just going to run in with strings, you can stop him dead in his tracks. But at the moment, he isn't even needing that. Flet with a massive life lead. Teleports right behind the Blood Nado, and that's going to be a huge amount of damage if Flet can get this right one. No, goes to the reset to activate his trait instead. Oh, wow.
I think that's actually one of the really beneficial changes to Scarecrow so far, is the fact that because he now has a wake-up attack, the opponent is forced into doing meter burn forward 3, so they're having to spend resources to pressure him rather than what it used to be before, which was completely free.
Oh, and there's the shield. Pops the Dexter Orb, just get himself in. Oh, jumps back. Oh, tries to confirm, doesn't quite manage to do so. And just look, I mean, just the amount of damage he's taken so far, even though he's hurting Flet. Look, that damage aura around him is enough to just chip him down to almost death territory.
Flet dangerously close to having traumatized as well. We need to do is pop that. There we go. That's going to be chip damage. Not quite.
No, he wasn't quite able to activate it. He got stopped just dead in his tracks, and Inspectahch0z is going to get the transition. Probably should have kept the corner pressure, but I think at the very least, maybe just wanting a little bit of extra damage here. Going to send Flet to mid-screen. Maybe just wants the space to build up Dexter. Oh, wow, that preemptive jump 3 from Flet is going to do so to take game number 1. Actually ended the game with 4 bars as well. We didn't really need to spend any of it in the last moments of the game.
So the matchup in particular with Scarecrow and Atrocitus, even though Atrocitus is a very dangerous character and can pretty much almost force his game plan onto almost every character no matter who you are, Scarecrow has actually got some specific answers to that, you know?
No, I agree. I think it's mainly his range. Flet's spacing right now has been impeccable. He's been putting himself out of range of Atrocitus wake-ups, and his most desirable strings are kind of getting stuffed by that sweep, that forward 2, you know, that sort of just sickle shove. Flet getting so much mileage out of that so far, and Inspectahch0z just doesn't have the answers for them just yet.
Flet looking very comfortable at the moment. We'll see if he can carry it on throughout these future games. Then again, Atrocitus is Atrocitus. This guy will force his game plan on you no matter what your character is. Here we go, first hit.
There's the meter burn, extend the damage.
I think giving Scarecrow first hit's really dangerous too, because he's going to get that snap meter burn sickle, and there's so much damage into sort of building the traumatizer.
But Flet trying to use the down 3 to go under the shield there, but unfortunately just mistimed it slightly, so the sweep wasn't active before. Wonderful anti-air to get that damage over time. Inspectahch0z gets the 50-50, and there's the back 3 full combo coming out. Inspectahch0z finally able to get a big chunk of damage on the board. That combo is going to do a nice job of actually bringing back that trait, but here comes the plus frames. If you're really quick with it, it's going to be very difficult for Atrocitus to actually go in for the deck start, but here we go. This is the Atrocitus that we all know and love. Mix for days. There's the 50-50, uses the orb to keep him standing, forced to block. Look at that chip damage just adding up completely, just refusing to stop, and Inspectahch0z corner pressure too. Now this is where Scarecrow might have some troubles, because back to the corner, full punish. No, actually goes for the breath.
That's going to be chip damage anyway, the down 1 poke, combos into Bloodlift. And there we go, that's going to do the tick damage, going in for the free trait as well, and here we go, plus for days. Not quite an armor break though, and Flet does find a way out.
Oh, anti-air deck shot. I say, Dexstar looks like he's wearing pajamas in white.
What an observation. Full combo from Inspector as well. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Actually, really nice confirm there, knowing the space.
There we go. Scouting out the wake up. It's going to do chip damage, but hang on. There you go. That's one of the strengths of Scarecrow.
Now, Inspectahch0z has to be so careful. If he blocks any Bloodlift, this is guaranteed Traumatize punish. Does he wait it out, or does he force him in? Oh, there's the Traumatize going to connect. That meatless launcher, huge damage potential. Activates it again, builds it back up. Dex is on the field. On that sweep, putting in a lot of work already. Catches him.
That's plus on block. Flet forced to block this. Is he going to guess? Oh!
That did a lot of damage.
That was a good decision as well. Bear in mind, the amount of damage the Meteor Burn Forward 3 does, that's a mix-up between low puddle or overhead. The overhead he opted to go for at the very end. The reason that was so smart is because normally the 4th hit is a very low damaging overhead. It wouldn't have been game over if Flet got hit by that. However, if he's going to go for an overhead at the end, he was going to get more damage doing the Meteor Burn Forward 3.
It was indeed. But
good idea.
Inspectahch0z looking a lot more comfortable in game number 2 there. I think he kind of found his flow. I think mainly it came down to the pressure, right? When he actually had the cat on screen, he's able to use it a little bit more intelligently, I think. And kind of really paid out for him. That down 1 into lift to start things off. Inspectahch0z with the risky stuff, but brave. Just showing to Flet.
Oh,
I'm going to do this, and you need to be ready for it.
Well, bear in mind, Scarecrow, although he's got a lot of range, speed is not on his side. So down 1 being as quick as it is, that's an answer if you think he's going to go for an advancing string at that range. And here comes more pressure. Gets hit by the overhead. That's going to be free pressure once again. Does not block low. And so much. Commits in for the unsafe, though. And Flet does find a way out of the corner.
And also an optimal meterless punish with just a meterless back 3 by itself. Really good punish from Flet. Oh, but there's that down 1 into lift.
Again, that's going to be full combo, probably the round. Definitely willing to call it. And there we go. Punch float. He's going to tie that one up really nicely.
Well, a good thing about what Flet's doing there is the 2-2, right? The quick scythe into the kick after that Meteor Burn Fear Wave. When you go for that, you basically have to put a Fear Wave at the end of it just to make sure you don't get poked out. Unfortunately, he's kind of eating a lot of down 1s for it, and just the massive damage from Atrocitus is going to start adding up now. I mean, the combos themselves might not seem to do a ton, but when you realize the damage over time tick combined with the guaranteed chip damage he's doing at the end, it gets really scary. Oh!
That does so much and blows through it again and again, back to back. But the invincibility frames does save him, but at this point, he's taken so much damage. This is going to be what we call a true master comeback.
But now, if Inspector goes for cat straight away, Flet can punish it, but is he ready? Oh, there it is. There's the punish. He was ready for it. Now Flet can make this comeback. Inspectahch0z goes for Clash here. He's going to lose the cat, so he probably won't. There's the restand from Flet. Guarantee plus frames. What's the mix-up?
He's not going to be able to go for Dexstar. Does. Goes straight underneath it, but again, forced to go through. Unfortunately, Dexstar saving the day, and Flet is now down 1 game.
Indeed, but I mean, I understand why he went for that at the end. If he was able to make that orb miss, he could have continued the pressure. That actually could have been a good comeback situation. Because let's not forget, Scarecrow, he does a ton of damage if he opens you up. And that Fear Wave, that plus on block, Fear Toxin Wave attack, the mind game after that on block is immense. You know, as soon as your opponent's respecting certain options, you can start elaborating and going for other things. One thing I'd like to see Flet start going for a little bit more is maybe command grabs. We're already seeing Inspectahch0z is kind of happy to sit there and block a few things. So as soon as you start throwing in some grabs, you're going to make him start second guessing, which is going to give you a bit more opportunities to actually hit them with the fear wave. But right now, Flet's not going for it too much. But the question is, does he think it's necessary?
I think that might be quite a strong adaptation we might see in this game. I think the tick grab is...
Oh, wow, that optimization.
Oh, drops the combo. That's going to be a full combo. Dexstar doesn't quite manage to connect. And there we go, straight through. However, Trait's going to be gone for quite a while. And here comes corner pressure. Scarecrow, very dangerous in the corner, but a combo drop! Oh no!
Oh, and down 1 straight into the Meteor Burn back 3. That could be bad. Oh, hasn't got the cat, so he's going to go for the damage every time. Jumps over. There's the Fear Wave.
There it is.
There we go. There's the command grab. That's the adaptation we need to see. Oh, trust me, Van Dash to catch up. Oh, not quite enough. Yeah, if he can just get near him, that's going to do enough. Yes, just like that.
I think that's actually very smart that he went in for the trait rather than going in for pressure, because he knew even if he got hit while the trait was active, he was going to win the round anyway. And there we go. Not quite a whiff punish, but there we go, just like that.
Now, that's one thing that's key to this matchup, is the range of Scarecrow's jump to. If he jumps at a range that he just assumes that Atrocitus is going to go for that trait activation, he can get clean jump in and a massive amount of damage if he's got
Wake Up Traumatized comes out! And there's the clash. Getting a clash out of your opponent before you've lost your first life bar is always going to be a win-win. Getting the bar out as well. I wonder if it's going to be 3 bars. No, 2.
But I mean, it's important for Flet to force that clash there, though, because now if Flet can open him up, he can start going for the restand, he can get those plus frames, he can start really mixing him up, and he hasn't got to worry about launching him. There's that fair wave.
Oh, there we go.
Nice hit confirm into the plus frames. Hasn't got the meter to confirm. Oh, but that jump is going to do enough. A clean 2-2.
Do you know why that sequence was so sick? Because he knew after the second Fear Toxin meter burn that Choz was going to press buttons, and because he knew he was going to press buttons, he went straight in for the Fear Breath, which is plus on hit, and it was going to allow him to continue pressure. What a call!
But that's something that's it's so scary, right? When you're fighting against that as Scarecrow, is the breath being so plus on hit, and he himself has so many tick grabs, you know, down 1, down 2. And let's not forget, his scythe restand is really plus as well. So he has these options to leave you standing in a situation that you really have to just worry about pressure. And that is what Flet is doing really well so far. It's just laying on the pressure.
Speaking of which, it's actually a game 5. Whoever wins this game is going to move on, and because it's single limb, whoever loses is going home. But Flet lands another hit, goes in for the forward 3, doesn't want the transition. So much damage in the corner. What about that? 500 damage at the start.
Really nice 500 to start things off. There's the plus frames and Flet with the patience. Oh, no disrespects that time. Inspectahch0z is going to be able to even things out if he gets a full combo here.
Hang on, it was at the end of the trait though, so he's going to be forced to spend one of his bars to extend it.
Uh-oh, catches him jumping. Spends the bar, yes he does. And just it's coast to coast from one side of the screen to the other. Now Flet with his back to the wall.
Oh. At this point though, because Flet, look at the bar. If he lands a single hit, that's going to be fantastic. But is he going to get the chance? That's plus. Forced to take it, and again, pressure for days, and that's going to be guaranteed,
chip.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't get opened up, that would be chip, and it's match point to Inspectahch0z. Really good pressure now. Inspectahch0z has just figured out how to just lay it on Flet, and right now, back to the wall, no screen to work with.
Oh, nice.
Catches him good, poke with the 2.
Bear in mind, look, he still hasn't got access to trait. It's only just come back. Full whiff punish? Not quite.
Well, that is punishable, and he gets the down 1. Probably buffering that the whole time. That's something you can do to Injustice too. Moves like that end at different times. You can press the normal and get it straight out of block stun.
Oh, disrespect's forced to clash. Unfortunately, you really can't check those Dexstar strings. Most of them are plus on block. And Flet not in a great situation in this final game.
But he can get himself, yes, he's going to get a chunk of life. If he can get a good opener here, I mean, if he can take this first life bar without taking too much damage, that's going to be really good. And input error from Inspectahch0z is going to give him that air breath, unless he just thought Flet was going to do something else, I'm not sure. But that's actually kept Flet alive in the set.
Oh, hang on, going straight through the environment interaction. Is Inspectah going to go for a clash?
Yes, guaranteed health.
Just to undo that first mistake, I think. Give himself another chance, another lifeline. Now, both players have lost their clash. It's going to be free life for Inspectah, but Scarecrow, the dangerous thing is that he needs bar. And now, he's got none of it.
But it's not like he just doesn't have bar. He's only just got half of 1. He's nowhere near enough bar to get a full sequence going. And there's the on the back foot. Dex is there to just give him that meatless extension. Spends a bar. Oh, there's the breath. Oh, meter burns to try and read the wake up attack. That back three from Flet might have saved him in the game.
Still a little bit of beacon tagging before he gets access to Dexstar. He's going to be alive, but if he gets that trait, it's going to get dangerous.
If Flet lets him get the cat out, he's going to be in serious trouble. Gets out, there's the block. Pressure now. No, he gets tagged. He hasn't got a clash here. Is that going to be game?
I think that might be game over. Goes in for the restand, keeping all of his bar, but no, the armor break. Flet goes home.
You know what? I actually really respect that meter burn back three as well, because if he sat there and blocked, there was nothing stopping Inspectahch0z from just going for just, mid, overhead, breath, shot, mid, overhead, breath, shot. So Flet had to make that read there. Right, if he tries to go for anything else, if he tries to go in for a throw here, if he tries to go for something slower, this back three's going to catch it. He was forced to make that kind of read, and I completely respect that decision.
So I think at the very end, what happened right at the end was that he kept tagging Inspectah right on the end of those strings, on the end of those normals, but it wasn't enough to allow the string to completely connect. If he was just a little bit closer, those strings would have connected fully, would have been a full combo, for going to it. He made good calls on him actually summoning the trait and summoning Dexter, but unfortunately wasn't able to get close enough to really do anything about it.
But this was that game one that Flet just took so dominantly. I mean, I know he did kind of get down to 50% on the second bar, but that first round of that first game was just completely one-sided, and there's that jump in again. Something that Scarecrow could do so well in the matchup is just that jump in range. If he goes for the cat at any point, it's a full punish. But Inspectahch0z was able to bring himself back, and the pressure, that was it. It was just chip damage for days.
You can just see the damage of both characters. They both do a huge ton.
Yeah.
But I think Atrocitus in general, like, you know, very few characters actually can, I think, out-damage Atrocitus at the moment because of, well, a lot of the breath stuff, right? Where you combo into the breath, does damage over time. But Scarecrow can do that if he's got bar to work with.
I mean, Atrocitus is overwhelming. He's a stressful character to fight. You know, he forces those coin flip mix-ups on you. He does so much damage. He's got the wake-up potential and, you know, those options in a lot of situations, right? Which is really good for him. But Scarecrow doesn't get overwhelmed too much. I know, you know, a lot of the time there he was forced to block and take those mix-ups, but, you know, he's swinging blow for blow. He has pressure of his own and good wake-up options now, you know, thanks to the latest patch to kind of fix that problem. And I think that's kind of why we...
such an unfortunate
I know. And I mean, that was kind of just a read, I suppose, on that part. But, and there's that grab, and that's what we saw connect there with that adjustment. I mean, maybe it could have been helpful to see him go for that at the end there when Inspectahch0z was kind of just willing to sit there and let him burn 3 bars in his pressure back-to-back. Like, here, you know, that's 2 bars. That was the breath there, and that actually ended up winning him the game, which was really cool.
But I think we didn't see enough tick grabs. We saw one in the final game, and I thought maybe that was the adaptation, you know, but I think at the very end, he almost went back into his old ways of the pressure, and Inspector was consistently just sitting there and holding that. He was completely happy to take those plus frames. We needed to see some of those command grabs to keep him on his toes and keep guessing.
I mean, to be fair, Atrocitus is going to do a lot of damage, though. If he does read that grab and he goes for like a back 3, or if he catches you with anything in those situations, you know, he's going to hit you, get a free trait summon. So whilst it was unfortunate to see him not go for those in the matchup, I can kind of understand why maybe he wasn't going to them so often.
Very risky in essence, but I think he was sitting there so much, maybe worth throwing out a couple of more times. But before we go into our break, I want to remind you guys that we have a competition going on. The first prize of this competition is an Injustice 2 versus collection, the Brainiac and
Pair of
Batman
these statues right here.
Very generously provided by the folks over at Triforce. And our second prize is an Injustice 2 merchandise bag. You can go to esl.pm/path to pro comp to find out how you actually win these. Have you taken out what we took last time?
So far, we've shown you that inside this bag is a Injustice 2 hoodie, an Injustice 2 snapback hat.
How about
this is
a competitive jersey? That's an official Injustice 2 jersey.
So first place prize in this competition is going to be a pair of these statues here. Second place is going to be one of these bags filled with all the goodies we've shown you so far. And there's still more in here. Don't worry, the later the stream goes on, we will show you everything in this bag.
What we do if we run out of stuff?
Then we'll just remind.
We'll just put another jersey out there. That'll do. How about that?
All right, cool.
Either way, we're going to go in for a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere, because the Injustice 2 Path to Pro will continue after this.